here's the most important thing. How can you add value to your company? What is it? I say, what are your separators? But it boils down to number one on my list of keys to success in sports. And I think you could say this in business or other things, but for me, it's sports, is the number one key to success. Make yourself invaluable. Doesn't matter what your role is. You might be just getting coffee, donuts, you might be picking people up at the airport, whatever it is. Bobby Marks will tell you that that's how he got started with the New Jersey Nets. That's how. That's it. It was an internship. He picked people up at the airport. He hung around. He got, he became familiar with the landscape, and then he started to emerge as somebody that could create content that had value there. But it started with just being invaluable. So my point is always, if you want to really impress someone, cut to the chase and say, here's where I can add value. That's how people in the business talk in sports. And you just cut right to it. Here's where I can add value. Mm-hmm. And if you hit on some things that they think are like, even if it's not something that they particularly need at that moment, you're very likely to get I like the way the person thinks. And even if we don't have an opening now, they've planted a seed, or I'm going to recommend this person to a friend of mine who's looking for someone that offers what he or she does. So that's what it gets down to. It's not like, why is this job perfect for me? Because I know everything there is to know about the team, and I can tell you all about the history and blah, blah, blah. That's great for you, but what's in it for me? And that's another area where I kind of emphasize is think in terms of the person sitting across from you. Tell them what you can do to make their company more successful. And think of it in terms of joining a team, whether it's a sports job or not. Everybody's hiring someone to join a team sometime. Yeah. So put it in those terms. Here's what I can do to help your team. This is where I can add value. So your example of Stephen A. Smith is perfect. He figured out where he could add value. Mm-hmm. And it turned out he had a ton of value to add to ESPN.
Yeah. And you mentioned Bobby. We spoke about it when I had him on the show as well. And I was also even taking the example of Howie Roseman with the Philadelphia Eagles coming in as an intern as well, and making his way in, and then all of a sudden they kind of need a cap expert like a salary cap guru or whatnot, and then he doesn't really know much about it because he was, initially just an intern, but takes on to the responsibility of, I'm going to figure this thing out, and this is where my value is going to come from. And today, to me, the best general manager in the whole professional football.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, Bobby Marks started off playing football at Marist College, now Marist University in New York. I mean, he went there to play football, and he had a friend that worked for the Nets and said, there's a job here, an internship. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds fun. I can do that. Just kind of that's how he got launched. But but he saw ways to add value. Yep. And Howie Roseman, another great example, is someone that did the same thing. So it's not like some magic formula. It's something, if you really think about it, put yourself in the position of the people that are there already in those places that you'd like to go. And I always tell students, do a lot of research on the jobs that stand out to you as being ones that you could see yourself at someday. Learn about them. Subscribe to the Sports Business Journal, which is like the Bible of the sports business industry. And become familiar with the people and the kind of jobs they have and the journeys they took to get there. And you'll be able to maybe start to see, have a vision for yourself and be familiar with the current trends and news and ways to add value. So that's to me, that's what the essence of it is figuring out where, I call it where your separators are, or your value is. And again, you don't have to, it may take a few years to figure that out, mm-hmm. but that's what I'm hoping to help my students do while they're in college, is to get closer to figuring out where your superpower might be.